Life owes you nothing. This is a truth that many people struggle to accept. We grow up with dreams, hopes, and expectations about how life should be. We imagine a world where things fall into place, where good deeds are rewarded, and where effort always leads to success. But life doesn't follow a script, and it doesn't conform to your expectations. It's indifferent. It doesn't care about what you think you deserve. It simply is. And the sooner you understand that life doesn't owe you anything, the sooner you can take control of your path. We live in a world where entitlement is becoming a common mindset. People often believe that because they've worked hard or because they've been through hardships, life should give them something in return. They feel they're owed happiness, success, or even comfort. But the truth is, life doesn't operate on a system of debts or rewards. It doesn't keep a ledger of who has earned what. You can work your hardest and still not get what you want. You can be a good person and still face adversity. There are no guarantees. When we fall into the trap of believing life owes us something, we start waiting. We wait for good things to happen. We wait for opportunities to knock on our door. We wait for recognition, rewards, and success to fall into our laps. But life doesn't work that way. If you sit around waiting, you'll likely be waiting for a long time. The world keeps moving, with or without you, and the people who understand that life owes them nothing are the ones out there making things happen for themselves. Taking this truth to heart isn't about being cynical or pessimistic. It's about empowerment. It's about understanding that if life owes you nothing, then everything you achieve is in your hands. It's up to you to create the opportunities you seek. It's up to you to keep pushing forward, even when the world seems unfair or indifferent. Once you let go of the idea that life should give you something, you'll find a new sense of freedom. You'll stop waiting, and you'll start acting. When you recognize that life doesn't owe you anything, you stop comparing your journey to others. Too often, people look at someone else's success and feel bitterness, as if they've been cheated out of something. But that's the wrong mindset. Someone else's success doesn't take away from your potential. The world isn't designed to hand out equal shares of happiness or achievement. What someone else accomplishes is irrelevant to what you can achieve. The only thing that matters is what you do with your time, energy, and resources. Another important aspect of this realization is how it reshapes your attitude toward hardship. Hard times are inevitable. You can't avoid them, and no amount of hard work or kindness will shield you from life's challenges. But when you accept that life owes you nothing, you stop seeing hardship as something unfair or undeserved. Instead, you start seeing it as part of the journey. It's not personal, it's just life. And how you respond to that hardship defines your character and determines your future. The idea that life owes us something often leads to disappointment. People who expect life to be fair or to go according to plan are frequently frustrated when things don't work out. They feel cheated, disillusioned, and angry. But when you understand that there are no promises in life, you approach setbacks differently. Instead of feeling like you've been wronged, you see every challenge as an opportunity to learn, grow, and adapt. You become more resilient because you know that nothing is guaranteed and everything must be earned. This mindset also changes how you view success. If life owed you something, then success would be an entitlement. But because life owes you nothing, success is something you must chase relentlessly. It's not about waiting for your turn, it's about creating your turn. It's about recognizing that every achievement, big or small, is the result of your own effort, discipline, and perseverance. This understanding doesn't make the journey easier, but it makes it clearer. You know that if you want something, you have to go after it with everything you've got. When you accept that life owes you nothing, you become more grateful for what you have. Every blessing, every small victory becomes more precious because you realize it wasn't something the universe was obligated to give you. It was something you worked for, fought for, or were fortunate enough to receive. Gratitude becomes a natural response because you're no longer living in a mindset of entitlement. Instead, you appreciate the journey with all its highs and lows for what it truly is, a gift that you were never promised. This shift in thinking pushes you to take full ownership of your life. When you let go of the belief that life owes you something, you stop waiting for external forces to shape your destiny. You become the architect of your own future. You take responsibility for your choices, your actions, and your outcomes. And in doing so, you free yourself from the disappointment of unmet expectations. You realize that everything you want is within your power to pursue. Life may not owe you anything, but that doesn't mean you can't achieve everything. Stop seeking comfort. Comfort is the enemy of growth. It's human nature to want to stay in environments that are familiar, predictable, and easy. But the truth is, nothing extraordinary happens in the comfort zone. When you seek comfort, you're choosing safety over challenge, ease over effort, and predictability over potential. In the short term, it may feel good to stay where things are manageable and within your control, but in the long run, it stunts your progress. Life's most important lessons, its greatest opportunities, and its most profound transformations are found in discomfort. People often mistake comfort for happiness, but they are not the same thing. Comfort can be soothing, yes, but it can also be numbing. It lulls you into a state of complacency, where you stop pushing yourself to achieve more, to learn more, to become more. True happiness comes from growth, and growth is always accompanied by discomfort. Whether you're learning a new skill, building a career, or developing meaningful relationships, the path is rarely smooth or easy. It's the challenges, the failures, and the discomfort along the way that shape you and lead to real fulfillment. When you consistently seek comfort, you deny yourself the chance to discover your true potential. Think about the moments in your life when you felt the most alive, the most accomplished, the most proud of yourself. Chances are, those moments didn't come from times of ease. They came from times when you were stretched, when you were tested, and when you overcame something difficult. Growth doesn't happen when things are easy. It happens when you're faced with challenges that force you to adapt, to stretch beyond what you thought was possible. Comfort often disguises itself as security. People stay in jobs they don't love, relationships that don't fulfill them, and routines that no longer serve them, all because they're afraid of what lies beyond their comfort zone. But the truth is, staying comfortable doesn't keep you safe, it keeps you stuck. You end up trapped in a cycle of mediocrity, where you're afraid to take risks, afraid to fail, and afraid to step into the unknown. The irony is that the very thing people seek comfort for security is actually found on the other side of discomfort. Real security comes from knowing that you can handle challenges, that you can face uncertainty and come out stronger. Discomfort is the birthplace of resilience. When you expose yourself to situations that challenge you, that make you uncomfortable, you're building the mental and emotional muscles necessary to thrive in a world that is unpredictable and often unforgiving. Every time you step outside of your comfort zone, you're teaching yourself that you are capable, that you can survive and not just survive, but succeed in the face of adversity. Comfort, on the other hand, weakens you. It makes you soft. It teaches you to avoid challenges rather than embrace them. And when life inevitably throws you a curveball, you won't be ready. Success requires discomfort. No one achieves greatness by staying comfortable. Whether it's in sports, business, art, or personal development, the people who reach the top are the ones who are willing to endure discomfort. They're willing to wake up early, to put in the extra hours, to make sacrifices, and to fail repeatedly in the pursuit of their goals. Comfort will never demand those things from you, but discomfort will. It will push you to your limits, and in doing so, it will show you how much more you're capable of than you ever thought possible. Comfort also limits your creativity and innovation. When you stay in your comfort zone, you're only exposed to the same ideas, the same people, and the same experiences. You're not challenged to think differently or to approach problems from new angles. Discomfort, on the other hand, forces you to be creative. It makes you think on your feet, to solve problems with limited resources, and to come up with new solutions. Innovation is born from necessity, not comfort. It's when you're pushed to your limits that you come up with your most creative ideas and your most effective solutions. Fear of discomfort keeps people from pursuing their dreams. It's easier to stay in a job you don't love than to take the risk of starting your own business. It's easier to stick to the same routine than to try something new and risk failing. But the price you pay for seeking comfort is far greater than the discomfort of taking risks. When you avoid discomfort, you avoid the possibility of failure, but you also avoid the possibility of success. You miss out on the opportunities that come from stepping into the unknown, from pushing yourself to do more and be more. Discomfort is temporary, but the rewards of pushing through it are lasting. Too often, people shy away from discomfort because it's unpleasant in the moment. They avoid the gym because the workout is hard. They don't take on new challenges because they're afraid of the struggle. But what they don't realize is that the discomfort is fleeting, while the growth and strength that come from it stay with you forever. Every time you push through discomfort, you're building a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. You're expanding your capabilities and proving to yourself that you can handle more than you thought. Comfort, in the end, leads to regret. When you look back on your life, you won't regret the times you faced discomfort. You won't regret the challenges you took on, even the ones that didn't turn out the way you planned. What you will regret are the times you played it safe, the times you chose comfort over potential, and the times you let fear of discomfort stop you from pursuing your dreams. Embrace hard times. It's a phrase we hear often, but what does it really mean? Hard times are those periods in life where everything feels heavy, uncertain, and even overwhelming. These are the moments when plans fall apart, when life throws unexpected challenges your way, and when it seems like nothing is going right. But instead of running from those moments, instead of seeing them as unfair or trying to escape them, we need to learn to embrace them. Because it's in these difficult times that we discover who we truly are. Hard times have a way of revealing our character, testing our limits, and forcing us to confront parts of ourselves that we might otherwise ignore. There's a tendency to avoid hardship, to see it as something negative, something that should be eliminated from life. We're often taught to seek happiness, to chase comfort, and to avoid pain at all costs. But if you look closely, you'll see that it's through the struggles, not the easy moments, that real growth happens. Hard times push you to adapt, to dig deeper, and to find strength within yourself that you didn't know existed. They make you resilient. They teach you that you are capable of enduring more than you thought you could. Without hardship, there is no growth, no evolution. You would remain the same, untested and unchanged. Hard times force you to reflect. When things are going well, it's easy to coast through life without thinking too deeply about your choices, your direction, or your purpose. But when things get tough, you're forced to pause and reassess. What really matters to you? What are your priorities? Hard times strip away the distractions and make you confront what's essential. They show you what you've been taking for granted and force you to make decisions about what's truly important in your life. In this way, hardship can be a gift that clarifies your values and sharpens your focus. Another reason to embrace hard times is that they build resilience. Each challenge you face and overcome makes you stronger for the next one. It's like building muscle. The more resistance you face, the more you grow. This resilience isn't just about bouncing back from setbacks, it's about thriving despite them. It's about learning to face difficulty without being defeated by it. Resilience is what allows you to keep moving forward, even when the path is steep and the obstacles seem insurmountable. It's what allows you to endure pain, disappointment, and failure, and still find the strength to get up and try again. Hard times also reveal your support system. It's easy to have friends and allies when life is smooth, but during tough times, you see who really has your back. These moments of struggle expose the people who are willing to stand with you, to offer help, and to provide encouragement when you need it most. In embracing hard times, you also come to appreciate the value of these relationships. You learn the importance of leaning on others, of asking for help when you need it, and of being there for others in return. It strengthens your bonds and shows you who truly belongs in your life. Embracing hard times teaches you to live in the moment. When life is difficult, it forces you to slow down and deal with what's directly in front of you. You stop worrying about the future or regretting the past because the present demands all your attention. Hard times ground you in the here and now. You learn to take things one day at a time, to focus on what you can control, and to let go of what you can't. This is a valuable lesson because so often we get caught up in our worries or our hopes for the future, but hardship reminds us that life is lived in the present moment. Hard times also foster creativity. When everything is going smoothly, you don't need to think outside the box or come up with new solutions. But when you're faced with a problem, when resources are scarce or solutions seem impossible, that's when creativity kicks in. Struggles force you to find new ways of thinking, to adapt to changing circumstances, and to invent solutions to problems you never anticipated. Many of the greatest innovations, ideas, and breakthroughs come from times of struggle, when people are pushed to think in ways they never had before. There's also something deeply humbling about hard times. They remind you that you are not in control of everything. Life has its own plans, its own twists and turns, and sometimes no matter how hard you work or how carefully you plan, things will go wrong. Hard times teach you humility. They remind you that you are human, that you have limits, and that life doesn't always go according to your script. This humility is important because it keeps you grounded, helps you develop empathy for others going through their own struggles, and teaches you to appreciate the good times when they come. Hard times teach you patience. In a world where we're constantly looking for quick fixes and instant results, hardship reminds you that some things take time. Healing takes time. Growth takes time. Success takes time. When you embrace hard times, you learn to be patient with yourself, with others, and with the process. You begin to understand that there is value in the struggle, that the journey itself is as important as the destination. Patience is a skill that's developed through hardship, and it serves you well not just in tough times, but throughout your entire life. Embracing hard times cultivates gratitude. When you've gone through difficult moments, you come out the other side with a deeper appreciation for the good things in life. You stop taking the little things for granted: a sunny day, a kind word, a quiet moment of peace. Hard times make you more aware of the blessings you have, even in the midst of struggle. They shift your perspective and show you that even in darkness there is light. Gratitude becomes your anchor, allowing you to find moments of joy and peace, even when life is hard. Take responsibility. This is one of the most important principles you can adopt in life. It means owning your actions, your decisions, and ultimately your life. Too often, people fall into the habit of blaming external circumstances for their problems, blaming their upbringing, their environment, their luck, or even other people. But the truth is, you are responsible for the choices you make and how you respond to the challenges that come your way. No one else can live your life for you. Accepting this truth is both liberating and empowering because it gives you control over your own destiny. When you take responsibility, you stop making excuses. Excuses are justifications for why you haven't achieved what you set out to do, and they're often rooted in fear, insecurity, or laziness. But excuses don't change anything, they just keep you stuck. When you stop making excuses and start taking ownership of your circumstances, you begin to see that you have the power to change your situation. It may not always be easy, and it may require sacrifice, but once you stop deflecting blame, you open the door to growth and progress. Taking responsibility means acknowledging your role in both your successes and your failures. It's easy to take credit when things go well, but it's much harder to accept responsibility when things go wrong. However, this is where true growth happens. When you admit your mistakes and own up to your failures, you're in a position to learn from them. Every mistake is an opportunity to improve, but only if you're willing to face it head on and ask yourself, what could I have done differently? Taking responsibility for your failures is not about self-blame or guilt, it's about using those experiences as stepping stones toward a better future. Responsibility is also about accountability. It's about being answerable for your actions and decisions, not just to others, but to yourself. When you hold yourself accountable, you set higher standards for your behavior. You become more mindful of your choices, knowing that you are the one who will face the consequences, good or bad. This accountability fosters discipline and integrity because you know that in the end, you are responsible for the life you create. You stop waiting for someone else to fix things for you and take charge of your own outcomes. Taking responsibility means not playing the victim. Life is not always fair, and there will be circumstances beyond your control. You will face hardships, disappointments, and setbacks. But staying in a victim mindset, believing that everything is happening to you, will only keep you powerless. When you take responsibility, you shift your perspective. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You start asking, what can I do about this? This shift from victimhood to empowerment changes everything. It puts you back in the driver's seat, giving you the agency to navigate through difficulties and find solutions. When you take responsibility, you stop relying on others for your happiness or success. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that other people owe you something, that your partner, your boss, or even society is responsible for your well-being. But no one else can make you happy or successful. That's your job. When you take ownership of your life, you stop expecting others to fill in the gaps or provide for you what you can provide for yourself. This doesn't mean you shouldn't seek help or support from others, but it means that the ultimate responsibility for your life rests with you. Taking responsibility also means being proactive instead of reactive. When you're reactive, you let external events dictate your emotions, your actions, and your decisions. You're always responding to what happens around you instead of taking the initiative to shape your life. But when you take responsibility, you become proactive. You anticipate challenges, plan for them, and take action before problems arise. You stop waiting for things to happen and start making things happen. This shift in mindset can radically transform your life, as it puts you in control, rather than at the mercy of your circumstances. Another aspect of responsibility is owning your commitments. When you make promises, whether to yourself or others, taking responsibility means following through. Your word becomes your bond, and people know they can rely on you. This builds trust and credibility, not just in your personal relationships, but in your professional life as well. It shows that you are dependable and that you take your obligations seriously. On a personal level, it also boosts your self-respect because you know you can count on yourself to do what you say you'll do. Taking responsibility also requires self-awareness. You have to be honest with yourself about where you are, what you're doing, and how you're contributing to your own situation. This means taking a hard look at your habits, your attitudes, and your behaviors. Are they helping you move toward your goals, or are they holding you back? Are you living up to the standards you've set for yourself, or are you making excuses for why you're not? This level of honesty can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary for real change. You can't fix what you refuse to acknowledge. Taking responsibility means accepting that life is a series of choices. Every day you make decisions that shape your future. Some are small, like how you spend your time or how you react to a situation, while others are larger, like choosing a career path or deciding how to handle a major challenge. But in the end, your life is the sum of those choices. Taking responsibility means recognizing that, while you can't control everything, you always have control over your choices, and those choices determine your outcomes. By taking responsibility for those decisions, you reclaim your power and take ownership of your future. Consistency is key. It's a phrase we hear often, yet its true power is often underestimated. Consistency is the foundation upon which success is built. It's the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't. You can have all the talent, ambition, and passion in the world, but without consistency, your efforts are scattered and your progress is slow. Success doesn't come from one big effort or a moment of inspiration. It comes from showing up every day, doing the work, and staying committed even when it's hard. That's the key. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It's not about being flawless in your efforts, it's about being persistent. Too often, people start a project or pursue a goal with enthusiasm, but that initial energy fades when the results don't come quickly. They lose motivation, start skipping steps, and eventually give up. But those who understand the importance of consistency keep going, even when they don't feel like it. They know that real progress is made in the daily grind, in the small, steady steps that add up over time. Consistency is about making a habit out of effort. One of the reasons consistency is so powerful is because it creates momentum. Think of it like pushing a heavy boulder. At first, it's hard to move, and it takes a lot of energy to get it rolling. But once it starts moving, it becomes easier to keep it going. Consistency is what builds that momentum. The more you show up and put in the work, the easier it becomes to continue. Your habits start to form, your skills improve, and the effort that once felt overwhelming becomes second nature. That's the beauty of consistency. It turns hard work into routine. Consistency also builds trust, both with yourself and with others. When you consistently follow through on your commitments, people know they can rely on you. Whether it's in your personal relationships, your career, or your business, being dependable is a critical asset. But just as important, consistency builds self-trust. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, whether it's going to the gym, finishing a project, or sticking to a schedule, you reinforce your own discipline and self-belief. You prove to yourself that you can stay committed, and that confidence carries over into other areas of your life. Another crucial aspect of consistency is that it compounds over time. Small, consistent actions may not seem like much in the moment, but their impact grows exponentially. It's like investing. If you put in a small amount every day, over time, that investment multiplies. The same principle applies to your efforts. Whether it's learning a new skill, improving your health, or working on a project, the results may not be immediate, but if you stick with it consistently, those small efforts will compound into significant progress. The key is to stay patient and keep putting in the work, even when the results aren't visible yet. Consistency also fosters discipline. There will be days when you don't feel motivated, when the work feels tedious, or when you're not seeing the results you want. But it's in those moments that consistency matters the most. Anyone can work hard when they're feeling inspired, but it's those who push through the tough days who truly succeed. Consistency is about showing up, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. It's about committing to the process and trusting that your efforts will pay off in the long run. Discipline is built through consistent action, not bursts of motivation. Consistency creates mastery. Whether it's in sports, business, or any other area of life, the people who excel are the ones who have put in the hours day after day, honing their craft. Mastery doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of consistent practice, learning from mistakes, and gradually improving. The more you practice something consistently, the better you get at it. And the better you get, the more you realize how much there is still to learn. Consistency is what turns amateurs into experts and dreams into realities. In the realm of personal development, consistency is equally crucial. It's not enough to have a goal or a vision for where you want to be. You have to consistently take the actions that will get you there. Whether it's reading every day to expand your knowledge, meditating to improve your mental clarity, or exercising to stay healthy, personal growth requires daily effort. The changes might be subtle at first, but over time, the consistent application of positive habits transforms your life. It's in the everyday actions that lasting change happens. Consistency also helps you overcome setbacks. When things go wrong, as they inevitably will, it's your consistency that keeps you moving forward. Setbacks can be discouraging, but if you've built a habit of consistent effort, you're less likely to be derailed by temporary failures. You've trained yourself to keep going, to adapt, and to learn from your mistakes. Consistency builds resilience because it teaches you that progress isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. The more consistent you are, the more equipped you are to handle obstacles and keep pursuing your goals. Consistency allows you to measure your progress more accurately. When you're consistent, you can look back and see tangible results from your efforts. You can track what's working and what isn't, because you have a clear record of your actions. This allows you to make adjustments, refine your strategies, and continue moving forward in a more focused and efficient way. Without consistency, it's difficult to know whether you're making progress or simply spinning your wheels. Consistency provides the clarity you need to assess your efforts and make informed decisions about your next steps. Stay hungry. This phrase carries a profound message that resonates across all aspects of life. To stay hungry means to maintain a relentless pursuit of your goals and aspirations, to remain eager and open to growth, and to constantly seek improvement in yourself. It's about never settling for mediocrity and always pushing for something more, something greater. This mindset is crucial for success in any field, whether in your career, personal life, or creative endeavors. Staying hungry is a commitment to continuous learning and self-improvement, a recognition that there is always more to achieve and discover. When you stay hungry, you foster an insatiable curiosity. This curiosity drives you to explore new ideas, seek out new experiences, and expand your horizons. You become a lifelong learner, constantly seeking knowledge and understanding. Instead of becoming complacent with what you already know, you actively pursue opportunities to learn more, whether through formal education, self-study, or engaging with others. This insatiable curiosity not only enhances your skills and knowledge, but also keeps your mind sharp and engaged. It opens up new avenues for creativity and innovation, allowing you to approach challenges with fresh perspectives. Staying hungry also involves embracing discomfort. Growth rarely happens in comfort zones. It's often in moments of challenge, uncertainty, and even failure that we learn the most about ourselves and our capabilities. By choosing to stay hungry, you're choosing to push through the discomfort that comes with stepping outside your familiar routines. You recognize that facing challenges head-on is an essential part of personal and professional growth. This willingness to embrace discomfort not only strengthens your resilience, but also deepens your understanding of your strengths and weaknesses. You begin to see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth. Staying hungry fuels your ambition. It keeps the fire of your aspirations alive, pushing you to set higher goals and strive for excellence. When you're hungry, you're not satisfied with simply meeting expectations, you're determined to exceed them. This ambition drives you to take calculated risks, step outside your comfort zone, and pursue opportunities that align with your passions. It empowers you to chase after dreams that may seem daunting, knowing that the journey toward achieving them is what will ultimately shape you into the person you aspire to be. This relentless ambition sets you apart from others who may choose to settle for less. Another vital aspect of staying hungry is resilience. The journey toward your goals will be filled with setbacks, failures, and disappointments. However, staying hungry equips you with the mindset to bounce back from these challenges. You learn to view failures as stepping stones rather than dead ends. With each setback, your hunger drives you to analyze what went wrong, extract valuable lessons, and adapt your approach moving forward. This resilience not only enhances your ability to cope with adversity, but also reinforces your commitment to your goals. You come to understand that the path to success is rarely linear, and your hunger helps you navigate the twists and turns along the way. Staying hungry also cultivates a sense of purpose. When you're actively pursuing your goals and striving for growth, you infuse your life with meaning and direction. This sense of purpose motivates you to take action and keep pushing forward, even on days when motivation may wane. It reminds you of why you started in the first place and helps you stay focused on the bigger picture. Purpose provides the fuel that sustains your hunger, reminding you that your efforts are not in vain. It connects you to your passions and values, guiding you toward choices that align with your true self. Staying hungry opens doors to new opportunities. When you're in a mindset of growth and exploration, you become more receptive to possibilities that may arise. You start to see the world as a place full of potential, and this optimistic perspective attracts new opportunities into your life. Whether it's a chance encounter that leads to a collaboration, a new project that aligns with your passions, or a career opportunity that ignites your enthusiasm, your hunger positions you to seize these moments. You become proactive in seeking out these opportunities rather than waiting for them to come to you. Staying hungry fosters a sense of community and connection. As you pursue your goals and engage in continuous learning, you're likely to connect with like-minded individuals who share your passion for growth. This network of motivated individuals can provide support, encouragement, and inspiration along your journey. Surrounding yourself with others who are also hungry for success creates a powerful environment for collaboration and exchange of ideas. Together, you can uplift each other, share resources, and challenge one another to reach new heights. This sense of community amplifies your hunger and fosters an environment where everyone thrives. Staying hungry instills a mindset of gratitude and appreciation. As you pursue your goals and grow along the way, you start to recognize and appreciate the progress you've made. Each step forward, no matter how small, becomes a reason to celebrate. This mindset fosters a positive outlook, allowing you to focus on your achievements rather than fixating on what you still have left to accomplish. You begin to appreciate the journey itself, understanding that every experience contributes to your growth. Staying hungry becomes not just about reaching your destination, but also about savoring the richness of the experiences that shape you along the way.